Hey, what's up? Let's talk about Magick, DMT, and beers, and melanin, melanocytes. Woo! How to inform the structures around you. So, melanin is sitting in your nervous system. That's what neuromelanin is, and the melanocytes are producing the melanin. So when you get a lot of sunlight, the melanocytes start to make your skin darker, or your hair darker, or it turns out to be more lightful. When you put urine on your hair, you go out in the sun, it becomes more blondish. So basically you absorb the information from the sunlight in a better format. So melanin it's built under stress. So this is why when you do a lot of ninja training like I did, a lot of KalariKundalini for raising the Kundalini energy, a lot of spine work, a lot of yoga, a lot of high impact training, like weightlifting, CrossFit, sprinting, you're walking around in barefoot shoes, grounding. You connect yourself more to the forces around you. And once you have that melanin, nobody can fuck with you, basically. Because basically you escape the matrix. And you start to create your own reality, which is sometimes, chaotic or painful or crazy, but as the Hermetic laws tell you, everything is mind. Everything is frequency based, I was producing a video today about melanin and computer chips. And I was reading also that melanin is probably more valuable than gold. Well, your own gold is your alchemy, is your urine. It's Shivam Kalpa. Research it. And then do the alchemy with it, and don't get lost onto the raw food track, or don't get lost onto the breatharian way, or you start to lose all your shit because your spirit starts to grow. Especially with you're in therapy, a lot of things in your mind start to change, and a lot of things start to re-update. So the real virus is in your mind, and the deprogramming from the matrix is basically what helps you to manifest and to become a magician. That's what I do. I talk to the black mirror all the time, in this format. Like, I manifest my reality with it. I mean, Poppenbitte. I don't know if you can read that over there, but it says Pop DMT graffiti. Probably you can't read it, but anyways, it's fun. It's fun to be here again. I was having a walk with my mom, with some enlightened beings. Yeah, all I can say is do yoga, drink a urine, and go out in the sunlight. That's it. And because my type of yoga is basically maybe not for you. My type of alchemy is basically maybe not for you. It's way too advanced and way too like many people can't do it. Not many people can make the shift from the transition from the chakras, like from your glands, which are your chakras, from the lower part to your head. And sometimes I'm bouncing here. Like I said today, Dr. Utu, my psychiatrist, told me, Jan, you're not bipolar. Why are you saying that all the time? You have a acute psychotic, polymorphic psychotic disorder with symptoms of schizophrenia. That's my diagnosis. But I can basically decode every diagnosis or every disease, so to say, and be like, hey, Maybe you should not eat. Maybe you should fast. Maybe you should drink your own urine. Do a coffee enema. Drink some coffee. And be good, go out in the sunlight. There's not much to do. All the things we do are basically programs from the Matrix, which you have to unlearn. Unlearning is the biggest thing. Unlearning. And sometimes I also have to unlearn my own magic, everything that I do with the melanin, I do it in my head. If you do the Kemetic yoga, Smaitawi, it's the black yoga of the gods. Because it's sitting in you. The melanin is a black substance. And it's sitting on the root of your spine, in the neuromelanin, and it's in every cell, it's around you. Dark matter. And it's not bad, Luke Skywalker was a shaman. Skywalker, skywalking is a shaman way. And sometimes, like I said, with my dad and with his Parkinson's, I feel like sometimes my dad is Darth Vader and I'm Luke Skywalker. And I'm trying to give him, not the light side, but a balanced approach, like healing. Because that's all we do, We go on the sinus or cosinus curve, going up and down all the time. Breathe in, breathe out. So ha, and you get to the which is in you, which is the melanin, which is the magic. Yeah. So that's basically what we do, unlearning and melanin magic, your nervous system, KalariKundalini 2, kickboxing, ninja, Sometimes I should do more kickboxing, to get more physical, because if you do a lot of KalariKundalini, sometimes I feel so lightheaded that I have to do something to ground myself again. I was doing some groundwork today with KalariKundalini, going out in the sun, putting some urine on my skin. I later get a shower, wash it all off, get a good snacks and movie dinner with my girlfriend. That's good. It's good. And sometimes, I feel like the Messiahs, like Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, enlightened beings, shamans. Who alter reality, I alter the whole freaking thing. But then we should play it cool, we should play it, okay, like don't overdo the God process, What if the real God was you? You came here to create everything. Just a thought, just something I learned from sun gazing and fasting and alchemy and urine therapy. It's interesting, like you never go anywhere, you don't move, so all you see is a reflection of yourself, but certainly, other people, there are so many different realities and people have different experiences, but the deeper you go, which is about Kundalini work and KalariKundalini and honoring the Kundalini energy, it's deep-rooted, black, dark. But then you raise up, Get more sunlight, stay hydrated, drink more urine, and you're good, All the degrees from university and like everything society tells you with licenses and everything, we participate in it, But certainly we also have to unlearn these things to move into a new society. And this society is not about, it's the AI, it's controlling us, everybody gets to so much more, slave-minded. But it's like I said, minded, it's your mind. Because if you drink your urine and you fast and you do your yoga practice, there you have it. And obviously, this is why I sometimes feel and go so much into the chaotic dimension, that I forget a lot of other things, which we certainly have to do, because it's about the balance of the yin and the yang, the spiritual component and the physical things we do here. This is why, I surround myself with white magicians, with enlightened souls, but I have no problem with dark souls, because this is where your powerhouse lies. And then certainly we balance that, So I have no problem with dark magicians or red magicians, or white magicians, or blue magicians, or indigo magicians, violet magicians, to decode basically everything you see or learn. Start to imagine people more naked, start to imagine people more without any labels. Start to see in your surroundings, like behind the sigils and behind the labels you see. Decode them for you. How do they inform your mind? And then, you see that everything is basically sold to you. But it's coming out of you. So it's going both ways. It starts to remember yourself. So you start to see yourself in the reflection. You're like, okay, that's cool. Maybe I should focus more on my lower chakras. I should ground more. I should do more physical work. And then, sometimes it's like, okay, let's go up into the higher realms and do stuff over there. Do some real magic, Because that's all the part of waking up, the part of becoming enlightened, Like I said, a lot of mind programs start to disappear, or they start to dissolve. That's what urine does, it dissolves things, Sometimes it's becoming so much chaotic that I'm like, okay, maybe I should ground. But Melanin magic is definitely real, and that's what all the secret societies do when they harness basically energies, which is not bad if you have an understanding of how it might work. And I say it one more time, of how it might work, because I don't tell you that everything I say is basically it's working like that because I'm God. But on the other hand, these are just my thoughts, and I share them. So is it bad per se because I inform the melanin in the computer chips with my knowledge? But no, it goes both ways, There are only a few people who are using both sides of the brain, who are using the whole nervous system, the whole body. How to manipulate energy. You learn that from martial arts, You learn that from kickboxing. You learn that from KalariKundalini, leg swings. It's all about the spine. It's all about, the holistic body work. Because every knowledge you see in a printed format or in front of the black screen in the mirror is slower than you. It comes out of their secondary. You are primary. You are the primordial point. So that means it's coming out of you. You didn't know, maybe. You didn't know how powerful you are. You didn't know what you can do. But certainly you manifest that. You manifested that over a long period. You know. But anyways, these are just my thoughts, and I could just tell you maybe fairy tales here, and people are like, okay, it's probably not how it works. But yeah, this is what maybe the Messiah would do, you know, God, Jesus. Well, yeah. And certainly it's not there to push anything on anybody. It's more like, hey, maybe if we rethink, and I also have to sometimes unlearn and rethink my own processes. But if we rethink a lot of things, if we know about Shivamukapa, urine therapy, yoga, sun gazing, fasting, alchemy, a lot of things start to, like I said, they disappear. They're like, okay, do we really need all these pharmaceuticals? I also take them, you know. I was taking the benzodiazepines, you know. I was taking the psychopharmacas, you know. And it's basically advanced alchemy. It's strong stuff that you put into your vessel, so you have a certain effect onto your brain and your body. But it all dissolves in the urine, you know. It's what the black goo is, you know, the goo which is sitting in you, the whole soup, you know, consciousness soup, which is like, oh, we witchcraft and wizard it all in our stomachs, and we inform it with the neurotransmitters in our brain. So, oh, that's what it becomes, you know. Interesting. It's going out, you know, but it's also going in and out. As above, so below. As within, so without. But what the fuck do I know, you know? Let's keep it cool, you know. I go to the supermarket, buy my girlfriend some good dinner, and keep it playful.